Hello, artful friends. This video is just me on my phone speaking to you because there's a topic that is really important to me and I don't necessarily understand why, and I've tried to film it quite a number of times and I just can't find the right words, and my pets have been really loud, my birds are excruciatingly loud sometimes, but it's so important to me and I really want to share it with you. Last year felt really worthless, unwanted, unnecessary. I've found myself very alone, especially this year. I am isolated, I'm very alone. I'm so thankful to all of you artful friends for being here. But personally, just in my day-to-day, I felt very alone and trapped with myself. And I've since childhood questioned a lot of whys. Why am I here? Why have I been made to suffer? Why? And in my life, since childhood, and going through a lot of traumatic experiences, and just a lot of spiritually breaking, have been in a metaphorical war with myself. In a war that has had battles that have brought people in, and casualties, essentially, where I have lost many great people. And yet my war continued. It was no longer their war. It is my war, and I have to keep fighting it. And it's left me with a lot of whys. Why am I even fighting this? Why am I here? Why were they even brought in? Why? And so I study religion, I study science, I've studied so much stuff in my life, and I heard something the other day that just really struck me and finally helped me with one of these whys. And I wanted to share it with you all because I know I'm not the only one who asks, why am I alive? What's the point? I know I'm not the only one who's ever thought that, and I never will be the only one. But this helped me, and I want to share it with you because I hope it'll help you. The universe doesn't need us. That's what I found through my research. The universe could go on without life. To our knowledge, human knowledge, we are the only planet with life. Now, I know NASA did just recently find new planets that 3 of them could harbor new life, and that is super beyond exciting to me. But still, to our knowledge, we're the only one with life. And even if they have life, that's still pretty unique, if you really think about it. That's still pretty rare. So it really got me thinking, okay, if the universe can go on without life, because if you think about it, stars aren't technically alive, they're just big balls of gas. Planets are just their own rocks or gas or all of that orbiting. They're not life. And yet, it could go on without life. We're not needed by the universe, and yet we were wanted. That's what it made me feel. We were wanted enough that we're here. In this very moment, not the Jurassic era, not before even Earth. This moment, for some reason, I don't believe everything happens for a reason. I can't. For some reason, we're here. Unneeded, and yet so very wanted. Wanted enough that we are here today in this moment. And we're unique. We're not all the same. We're not mindless ants without personalities, just all mindlessly doing what we're supposed to. We have thoughts. We can be super different from each other. Why? That's incredible to me. Unneeded, unnecessary, and yet so necessary enough that the universe wanted us enough that we were created. Whether you believe it was the universe, a god, a goddess, what have you, we were needed enough. Just because we were wanted enough. And it made me feel loved. it really actually made me feel loved, because I was feeling very unloved. I was thinking about love a lot, of love is technically not necessary. I can go on without love. I have been. Like, that. You can go through your life unloved. You still can live. And yet, whenever you feel love, it's so beyond important. It changes your whole way of viewing everything. And so, being told by the universe, essentially, hey, I can go on without you, and yet here I am with you. You're wanted. It made me actually feel worth something, and I hope that you know the universe said that about you too. Because you're here. You're so uniquely you that you're here today in this moment. Unneeded and yet so very wanted that you're here. And I've been through a lot of things that make me just suffer, that have hurt so badly that I'm like, okay, you want me, but why would you put me through all of this? I don't have that answer. I know you probably are asking the same thing. Oh, so I'm wanted to what? Hurt? I don't think that's necessarily it. It can't be it. If that were it, we would have never, ever, 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 ever been able to feel love. Love is very, very important. The universe wanted us to feel it. And I felt it when I was told I was not needed. I was not necessary. But I'm necessary enough to be wanted, enough to be here, to have felt loved, to have felt anything at all, to be unique, to be different. And I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know what your purpose is. I don't know what any life's purpose is, but for some reason, it was important enough, because it wasn't just a fluke. I truly do not believe, out of all of my studying, I cannot believe that life is just a fluke of the universe. Maybe a black hole is a fluke of the universe, but I don't believe life is. So because you're lucky enough, even if it doesn't feel lucky sometimes, you're lucky enough that somehow you got that. You're not a star. You could have been. Just a random star. But for some reason, you are lucky enough that you were given life, to have thoughts, to have emotions, to be unique, and to feel loved. And I hope you know I love you. Even if I may never meet you face to face or know you individually, I want you to know, because you are an individual, because you are here, you are very, very important to me, more than you know. Way more than you know. You are so incredibly important. So you can never once say, nobody loves me. Because I truly do. I truly, wholeheartedly love you. You are so beyond important. You are wanted. You're wanted by the universe, that's why you're here. It hurts. We all have our wars. We all have our struggles. We all have our doubts of everything. We all have stuff that just sucks. But remember, you're here for a reason. You're here to feel loved. The universe loves you and wants you to feel loved. I love you. Thank you so much for spending time with me, for sharing even a little bit of your very, very unique life with me. That is a gift. Thank you so much. Stay strong. Thank you.